Alrighty, so as you can see, the bike is all torn apart, and you're probably thinking, why is it all torn apart and why is the engine out of it? It blew up like 2 weeks ago. So, as you saw in the last video, I just gotten it running good again, and it was ripping through the pit and all that. It was running great. So I took it to a track, went around, did my warm-up laps, and then I put all my gear on, ripping down the straightaway, and then I get into the very first corner, and it goes brr. So I was like, oh, I just left the gas on, or off. And I look down and my gas is on, so I'm like, that's weird. So I start kicking it, and nothing's happening, and it feels like it has no compression. So I go back, and I tear it apart right there at the track, like I had this thing torn down, carb off. It was torn right down, and it was just nothing. Nothing was happening. It was getting fuel, it was getting sparked, and air. Nothing was happening. So I took it back here, never touched it for about a week. Just went through some of the simpler problems, and then realized that. And then I took the head off, everything off, and I'll put some pictures up on the screen. We found that a piece of metal shot through the engine and through the side of the piston and made the ring stick. So that's what happened there. So then I got to just tearing this thing right down, everything out of it. So let's see, this is our table of stuff. This is the case here. And so what happened was the rod bearing, which is actually pretty common on two-strokes, started to just fall apart and got to the point where, here, hold on, let's see if I can get the piston up. Maybe you could see a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that in there, but that little gap in between the piston, or in between the rod, in the middle of the rod, there's a little gap there, and that's where the rod bearing is, and that just started to fall apart, and a piece came up through. And where's the piston? It's right here somewhere. One sec. This is my bin of some parts. I don't know if it's in here though. Carburetor. The jug's in here. So the jug in perfect condition. This is fine. Alright, so this is the head. As you can see, kind of gashed the head right there. And the piston is right here. So you can see it gashed the piston there and right there. And then that's how it made the ring stick, and then shot out the exhaust, because this is the exhaust side. And so it just, once it was done doing all the damage, it dipped. So yeah, this thing is out of commission for a while. I'm trying to get some money, because instead of sending this thing out to a machine shop to get this bearing pressed out of the crank, I am buying a whole new crank, which is that in a top end kit, $350-ish. So I'm trying to get a little bit to buy that. As you can see, we got the clutch in this right here. So yeah, that's pretty much where the bike's at right now. Other than that, it's fine. But Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just made this to just give a little update, and I haven't uploaded in a little bit. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.